Hi and welcome to the course. In this quick course, we are going to learn about the web programming. In this course, we are going to cover HTML, CSS and JavaScript. This is going to be the crash course that you can learn all the stuff you need to get started with web programming. So let's get started. First of all, we need to explain the basic concept of web programming. So for this purpose, I'm going to just create a file and just save as. Go to desktop. I have my folder called index and I just call it slide. Okay, just for instance, create a new folder, new file, I'm sorry, and just in this slide I'm going to explain all the basic concepts you need to understand. The first thing you need to understand is about HTML. So the first question arises in mind that what is HTML? So HTML is hypertext markup language. This language is derived from HTML. All the markup languages are derived from HTML, which stands for Standardized General Markup Languages. What does by this we mean? It is two sections, just me split up, hypertext and then markup. So first of all, we need to understand what is hypertext. And so you are using your web browser and clicking some links. For example, I'm going to YouTube and want to jump over there. Just I'm going to type YouTube or something else like Facebook, Twitter. It will give some links to you to jump and to that particular site through URL. I'm sorry, my fluency is a little bit weaker, so I apologize in advance. So these links are called hypertext. In general language, the links you see in your browser are called hypertext. So now what are markup? Markup are used for those things which use tags. By things I mean the language is derived from HTML. So markup mean those languages which use tags like XML, which also use tags, SVG, which also use tags. So what is tag? Let me explain. I just say element. So here you can notice two things: these brackets, and the second thing, these characters. So these characters inside these brackets are called elements, and as a whole with these angular brackets, the element along with these brackets called tag. Let me explain the type of tags. There are several type of tags. uh, Opening tags, the first kind, the closing tag, and then semantic markups. So first of all, we are going to talk about the opening and closing tag. I can say like this: open, and just stay like this, close. This slash indicates that all the stuff we write here is now closed with this point, and then I can open another tag and just like this. Now notice one thing, that the content of this tag will end depending on this tag. For that purpose we use the close tags, and there are several tags in HTML which do not require the closing tag like BR, HR, etc. So the next one is called semantic markup. Semantic markup are tags which do not render in your web browser but provide some basic functionality to your document, and we will talk about it a little bit later in future tutorials. So the first thing you're gonna do is to create a file, go to file section, save as, and desktop, index, my directory, and I can call this index with extension of HTML. notice that we put dot here and the extension name, which in this case is HTML. Save. Now understand the basic structure. Just type HTML. I'm going to explain it in a few moments. Title, web div. Just for instance, the title gonna be like this. The body. Okay. Now hit Ctrl S. Go to the directory and open this file in Chrome. Now let's understand these things. The HTML is the parent tag for all these kind of tags, and if you want to work in styles and put scripts etc., you need to implement the head tag. The title tag is used for to give a title to your page. For my case, this is web div. You can put it your own, and inside the body tag we put all of the stuffs we want. So now we have to start with typography. In typography, first of all, we need to understand the headings. Luckily, HTML supports headings. For heading, we use H1 up to H6. HTML supports heading from H1 to H6. By what does it mean? Let me explain. H1 header, not arrow, just say heading, and let me duplicate this. Oops, I'm sorry. What's going on? Just like that. Let me explain. I'm sorry for that kind of things. Just Ctrl C, Ctrl V, H3, H3 right here, H4, H4, and the last H5, H5, and H6, H6. Now hit Ctrl S, go to your browser and refresh it. Wow, amazing. Here you can see the greater the number, the smaller the font size. Yes, this is the beauty of HTML. You can use headings from 1 to 6 depending upon on your I don't know what to say, depending upon you how you're using it. So for my case, for example, I'm going to just say creating like a web page include. For example, I'm going to create a project that I have a project to create a newspaper. So in a newspaper, we can use all these headings. This is going to be the main heading, this is going to be the topic heading, and so on. Okay, so what about the paragraph we have to write? So just now we cover headers, now we have to cover paragraphs. What the heck, paragraphs? Okay, now for example, I'm going to say H1 and New York. For paragraph, we use the p tag, which gonna be open and gonna be closed. Okay, because we want to the content which do not affect other content. For example, if H1 didn't have the closing tag, so what will be the drawback? Let me explain. Just H1 doesn't have a closing tag. Now I'm going to type this is I'm sorry for that, New York. This is New York news. Just hit Look at this. Now you can see the drawback. What is the drawback? The drawback is this tag is now affecting the whole content. If I put the h1 tag and now save it, now you can see this does not affect this one. So there are something which is some tags which is used for uh, which is I'm sorry, not used for, which do not have the closing tag, but it does not affect anything in the document. The document, by I mean this kind of you can say like website. Okay, so now let's talk about the formats of the I don't know, formats of the text, or you can say type, not typography. I'm sorry, I do not understand what I'm talking about, but just let's say how to format well these things. Now we have to talk about how to bold, italic, underline, underline all text. Oh, that's good. Now just put the b tag which is used for bold. Okay, and I want to just bold these this kind of characters, which is New York, and that's why I put the New York between these B's. Okay, now Control B, Control S, and save. Now you can see that it's become bolder. Now just put U, which stands for underline, New York, Control S. You can see New York, and I want to just put I, which stands for italic. I want to just format the whole sentence. Now you can see this is italic. Okay, so now let's talk about the alignments. I want to align this text at the center of my document right here. So for what thing I have to do, just create a center tag, Control X, Control V to center all these guys, and now you can see. Okay, that's it. And you can align a specific tag. Just say align is equal to left. Now this is in left side, this is in center. Align right, you can see now it is right here. Align center particularly, now in center, but be aware it does not support bottom or top, keep in mind. Okay, so this is a little bit about the typography. So this is for now, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye.